Yeah. Let's show this. Here, so it is I listen to these deadheads. One of these hippie types speaks up to me and offers me something.
Oh my God. You didn't do it, did you?
Not only that, sir, I inhaled.
Oh.
Stop and think. And I not inhale with all of my charisma and oratorical skills. Who knows? I probably could have ended up President of the United States. I made the mistake of inhaling. See, one of those days I turned on, two did, dropped out.
You took a different path
Went
that
into
day.
my high school principal and warned him I was resigning my teaching position. So I went to the streets to join the peace movement.
Were you stoned when you told him you resigned?
Peace now! Peace now! Peace now!
I'm stoned right now.
Well, no, we would occupy classroom and administration buildings in Berkeley.
He inhaled and then he resigned.
Governor Ronald Reagan called out the National Guard. There was a conflict between the guards and the students about every day. Much the campus would be filled with tear gas. So eventually, Satan began to break up his training ground brigade, Telegraph Avenue, and Sunset Strip. And he sent his children across America and around the world to sow the seed of sex, booze, drugs, and
rock and roll.
Well, me, the obedient child of the devil, I left the Bay Area, returned to my home in Terre Haute, Indiana, began to deal in drugs, got involved with rhythm strength causes, bringing great dishonor to my parents, but I was going to do my own thing. Yeah, it was right and the guy was kept within the system to bring about change and evolution. I got a job teaching United States history, University of Wisconsin. By this time, I was a regular user of the psychedelic drug LSD.
Yeah!
1970.
Did you teach class on
that was
LSD?
the year of the Kid State movement. I was, get your head together, man. Get your head together. I thought, yes, I need to get my head together, right? We've all studied psychology. Those psychologists need to have the answer. So I returned to the university, got a research grant, and I became research assistant to the Institute on Research into Human Behavior. I was given a job counseling freshman girls.
Oh, yes. What did you do there?
Hook up!
Put it this way. I'll spare you the sordid details.
No, let's hear the details.
You keep fast-forwarding
well,
fast.
I did take advantage of my position and authority, much like Bill Clinton. But, Monica, now, I never even thought about that cigar trick or anything like that. It was actually a lot of it. Now, it was all legal. It was all amazing. It was highly unethical. All this time, I was becoming more vexed with my spirit. Finally, I decided I would drive out again and take my journey to a still further country. I was going to go to India to study under the guru, the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi.
And this all began in San Francisco?
The Beatles had studied under the Maharishi. Remember George Harrison and the Beatles? He went to India, studied under the Maharishi. He wrote the song, My Sweet Lord. He's not talking about the Lord Jesus. About fishing. So, along the way, I stopped in Morocco, North Africa. Now, sometimes students will ask me, Brother Jed, why did you go to Morocco? Young people back in the 60s, there was a popular rock and roll group called Crosby, Stills, Nash,
And Young.
Young.
Okay, Young, you could call it rock and roll.
Guess what song?
Kind of like rock and roll.
Listening to. Related to Morocco. What's the major city in Morocco?
Marrakesh?
Marrakesh. Marrakesh Express. So we're going to go to Marrakesh, export some hash, and you could get it. It was legal there. So you could buy hash.
You went there because it was in a song?
Just for virtually nothing compared to what would cost in the States. And along the Atlantic seacoast, I found a hippie camp where a couple hundred American dropouts were living. And I thought, hey man, this is it. This is where I can really do my own thing. Be natural. And I became so natural, I would worship nature. I'd go down the beach and get in lotus position when I would chant. Oh. Now people told me this would bring me peace of mind and enlightenment, make me more sensitive and aware. But in reality, it just enabled the devil to get a greater grip on my mind. The devil began to speak to me. He said, you know, man, you always talk about other people's hang-ups. You still have a cure of your own. You still wear clothes. And the next thing I knew, I was wanting to be just stark naked.
Start raving mad.
Naked on the beach in Africa?
And of course, when I took off my clothes, a bunch of the hippie girls followed. And running around naked. Well, it was Christmas Day, 1971. We were all down on the beach having a big party, lots of wine and dope and burning of incense and lewd dancing with lewd women. And look, that coming down the beach. There is to be an era, traditional Arabic attire. And down the cross, no second cross. Lift that cross, lift the stand, give the industry. Name of Jesus. Wow. So I got to consider, could it just be that Jesus is the way? Just as my mother told me when I was a boy. I thought, I need to know more about this Jesus. Despite all my education, I never read the Bible. I was the son of an English professor. Walking into our home was like walking into a library. I've been raised, introduced to the great classics of literature, but I never read the Bible.
What if he had had the Quran instead?
We'll get to the Quran. I did mention to read that too. I mentioned that to you earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would have been bothered by reading the Quran too. Read all the major religious books you can. And I didn't read the Quran. Mostly books by skeptics, doubters, unbelief. Not too much. Many books on men of faith. And so I started reading the Bible there on the beaches in North Africa. And I did not have to read very far to determine if the Bible is true, I'm in trouble. If the Bible is true, I'm headed for hell. That put the fear of God in me. The Bible says the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Apart from evil, knowledge and understanding. I never did go to India to study into that clearly. Then I returned to the States and started going to church again. So I listened. So I discovered that most of them couldn't give a reason for what they believe. While in August of 1973, I was riding my bicycle to a shopping center parking lot, and I heard my name called out. It was an old high school classmate who had become an Assembly of God minister. I was pretty startled that he ended up a Christian, and then a minister on top of that. We used to make the rounds together in high school, if you know what I mean. Well, this is back.
You and him? Did y'all ever tag team?
Before high school girls started giving them away. So college town had what we called back then a red light district. It's what you all would call sorority row around here. So you're like this, big change. So back in those days, you had to pay for it. You get a white girl for $5, a black girl for just $3. Now, I never had a credit phone in my life. Well, I always went for the best deal. And,
Value.
Got the jungle fever.
Plus, I didn't have all that much money.
Been back from Africa.
Spending my dad's allowance.
That's right. That was before.
Yeah. And that's pretty shameful. And here my old
what dad's allowance is for.
Ended up a minister. And I thought, this has got to be God. Only an almighty God could so radically change a life for good. He's changed. So we went across the street to the Burger King, home of the mountain. We opened up verses like Romans 10:10. And if you will confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. That's right.